Hey guys, I'm Velocity, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to download an Adidas account generator. This will work on the UK Adidas site as well as the US Adidas site. I'll be referencing a few pages as you can see up here in this video, and these links for these pages will be in the description of this video, so just refer to them every time I go to download something on one of the sites. So first of all, to get started, we want to download this account generator. So click this button and then click download zip, and that will download it to your downloads file. Once you get that file, extract it, and then put it on your desktop just for easy access, and rename it if you want to, because that will make it easier to find when we search for it through our command prompt. Secondly, you have to download Python, as this script is coded in Python. So head on over to python.org and go to downloads and Python 3.6.3. There is a 64-bit and a 32-bit, but it doesn't really matter which one you get. And this will download the 32-bit, but as I said, it doesn't really matter. So once you have Python downloaded, you'll have a executable. So that is your installer. So first of all, you want to open up that executable. Go to customize installation, make sure all these are ticked, go to next, and then tick all of them except for install for all users unless you want to, then install Python. So there we go, Python is installed. You can close the installer, and I encourage you to open up command prompt and then run Python, and that will just show you that you've successfully installed Python, just to double check. So now that we have Python installed as well as the actual script, we can now start working our way through these installation steps. So the first step is to add the line below to your host file. I've got a link that will be in the description of the video that shows you how to edit your host file on Windows, Mac or Linux. But as I'll be showing here, it will be on Windows. So first of all, what we want to do is open up Notepad as an administrator. So this can be Notepad++ as I will use, or it could be Notepad, the default app. Actually, I'll use Notepad, the default app, because that is what most people will be running. So run that as an administrator, because you need administrative access to edit this file. Go File, Open, and then paste in that, which I'll have in the description. You want to change the type of file you're looking to all files. And because the host file isn't a text file, it's a file. That's the type of file it is. So open that up, and as you can see here, I've got this line, which will also be in the description. You need to copy this line from the description and paste it in your file. You probably won't have this YCOP unless you have YCOP installed. That's just a bot I use. Don't mind it. Ignore it if you don't have it. That's simply because you just don't have the bot. However, just paste it below if you do have prior things here, and do not delete the other things here, because you may screw up other programs that are running on your computer. So once you add that, you want to save the file and then X out of that. Okay, so next what you want to do is add all these modules that are requirements for this script. So you want to open up command prompt again. There we go, and we want to run pip space install, and firstly we'll do requests. So requests, and your process will look a bit different to mine because I've already got this package installed, but it will run through a few steps and then bring you back to the line once it's completed. Next you want to install the next requirement along the list, which is BS4, in the same fashion. So pip space install space BS4, and that will install BS4, which, as I said prior, I've already got BS4 installed, so it's giving me a different message to what you will see, but it should successfully install. Then you want to do Flask, pip /space install Flask. I've already got it installed. Pip /space install space color AMA, as you can see here. And then finally pip /space install space term color, and as you can see, I've already got that installed. So once you install all that, you've completed that step. Next of all, you want to go to the files you've actually downloaded for the script and edit the config.json. You want to use a suitable editor as it notes here and not Notepad, because JSON has very specific syntax and you may screw up the syntax or like the arrangement of the lines and the letters to where the program can't read the JSON file. So I suggest opening up this website, which is linked in the description, called jsoneditoronline.org, and pasting your config in here, and then editing it from here, putting it back, and it will reformat it to make sure it's applicable to a JSON file. You can find this config file and the file we downloaded and extracted, and as I said prior, put on our desktop. The config file, open that up. Yours will look a bit different to mine because mine's already customized. It will probably have spaces in between here. Just ignore them spaces. Them spaces you can delete if you want, because it won't read the spaces and the spaces are not needed. I'll just go through each of the steps so you can understand them. First of all, the locale is the site you're trying to create the accounts on, so either US or UK. Secondly, the prefix is what will be at the name. The prefix is the part before the @ symbol on the emails you'll generate, so you can customize that. And the emails that you generate, as you can see here, will come out as such. So the prefix, as you can see here, and then a dash, and then it would randomly generate a string of numbers, and the @ symbol, and then you can set the domain for what you want after. So I'm using my own domain, which is yeetkicks.com, but I'm sure you can use just any random domain. It doesn't have to be one you own, because there's no authorization or confirmation that is your domain through the config. So I'm sure you could use gmail.com if you really wanted to, or you can buy your own one and use your own domain if you really want. It's up to you. And then once you've finished configuring that, as I said, double check by copying it, pasting it in here, putting it through, and just making sure that it's correctly formatted as a JSON file, and repasting it, and then saving it. And there you go, you've set up the config file. So next of all, you want to cd into the directory location. So you open up command prompt again, and for me, my desktop is on my D drive, which is not my SSD, but for you, it may be on your C drive. It just depends. So I have to change over to my D drive, but you may not, depending on where your desktop actually is, or where the file actually is. So then you type cd, and I have to go into my user on the D drive. Whereas if you're starting from the C drive, you'll already be there, so you could just cd straight into the desktop, and then cd space desktop, and that brings us into the desktop now, and then cd space gen, and that brings me into the file that we downloaded and renamed prior. So now what we want to do is actually run the script. So we have to type in python space main.py. Press enter, and if you see this, it is going well for you. Then it prompts you to type in the amount of number of accounts you want to generate. We'll just do 5 because we don't want to spend all day creating captures, and then just solve the captures. You have to solve 1 capture per account. So for 5 accounts, we'll be solving 5 captures. And as you can see here, it has received the capture, generated the account. But in order for the text file to be generated, you have to complete all the tasks that you've set up. So if you set up 100 tasks, you have to complete 100 captures for these accounts that have already been created to be put in a text file at the end of it all. So we've got 2 more to complete. And there we go, it says saved accounts to text file. So now we open up the gen file and open up accounts. You can see here, it's generated 5 accounts. So just to confirm that these accounts generated actually are authentic accounts and the script has worked, I'm going to be running YCOP on a task and logging into an account. You don't have to use YCOP, of course. You can just log into the Adidas site that you've created the accounts for, so like the Adidas US or UK site, and log into an account there. But because I'm in Australia, I can't do that because I'm not able to access them sites without a proxy. I'm going to log into the account by using the one that I just added, And if the account is set up properly, it should log me in. And there you can see it says successfully logged into Adidas account. So the account was successfully created on the US Adidas site. So that concludes this tutorial. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, please leave them down in the comment section below. I'll respond to all of them, I promise, not like other YouTubers who say they will and then don't. I'll definitely respond to any of your questions. A like rating would be really appreciated because this is my first video and I'm just starting out. As well as a subscription, that would help tons, guys. You don't understand how much that would help, or you probably do. Anyway, I've got a lot of other video ideas that I will be following through on, like easy ones like how to cop Yeezys manually, stuff like that, really basic ones, but where I can point a few hinters that I have unique to myself that I use, as well as stuff like how to cop Yeezys from overseas, and also how to transfer cards. And yeah, I'll just be exploring and dabbling around that area of Yeezy bots and auto checkouts and all that kind of stuff. And I'll also be exploring different avenues when I think of them. Anywho, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.